Hey guys, it's Super Cossack and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Dawn Kozak. I'm an aspiring author and creator of videos here on AuthorTube whenever time and my life allows. I'm returning back to my channel after a 3-week hiatus. That was not really my choice and I'm not super happy about it, but I'm finally back and ready to get back into the swing of things. If you're wondering where I've been for the past 3 weeks, I got pulled into a project at work. Not really last minute, but it was a lot more involved than I thought it would be. So my life turned into waking up at 4 in the morning, not getting home until 7, going to bed immediately, and then waking up at 4 again, and then rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat for 3 weeks. All that to say, I didn't have time to write almost this entire month. So it's been kind of a rough month. September did not turn out the way I wanted it to as far as my writing goals go. I'm pretty disappointed and pretty discouraged, but I've come out of it with some lessons that I feel like I've learned before, but sometimes you have to relearn things over and over again before they finally stick. So today I'm coming to you with 3 lessons I've learned not only from this past month of struggling with not being able to do the things I want to do, mainly my writing, as well as other times in my life where I've hit a roadblock and had to set my writing aside and kind of struggled with the turmoil that comes with not being able to put the time and effort into something you're passionate about while the rest of your life is controlled and micromanaged by something that you're not into, you don't really care about, but you have no choice in the matter. I started out the month of September thinking it was going to be an amazing month for writing. I was going to get 20,000 words in. I was going to grow and improve as a writer, make so many great videos for my AuthorTube channel, but it just didn't happen. And that's life sometimes. You can have amazing plans and goals, but they're not guaranteed. You can't control what happens around you. You can only control what you do. I feel like this video became really melancholy, but that's the reality though, is sometimes life isn't happy and perfect and you have to find a way to continue living and being happy even if you're not exactly in the place that you want to be. So I'll stop rambling and I'll give you 3 lessons or tips that might help you when you're in such a situation where your writing has to be put on the back burner and you have to focus on things that don't necessarily make you as happy as your writing does. So the very first thing you have to do when your life is kind of turned upside down and things aren't going your way is you have to realize and accept your limitations. For the first perhaps week and a half of the 3-week project I was stuck in at work, I was really angry and bitter about what was happening and how my goals were being thwarted by something that I really didn't want to do and wasn't enjoying and didn't feel like was furthering my career or my goals in any way. But at about the halfway point, I realized I either had to make the best of the time or I could keep wallowing in my misery and not get anything done. There's going to be a lot of situations and times in your life where things aren't going to be going the way you want them to. Your life won't be easy. There's going to be obstacles that you have no idea how you'll overcome them, and maybe you can't overcome them. You can only learn how to live with them or endure them until they finally end, as in my case, since it was only a 3-week project. The sooner you realize your limitations and the fact that you might just have to take pause and your goals aren't going to be achieved as quickly as you wanted them to, the sooner you can make something good out of that difficult situation. So I guess my advice for this lesson would be to take a step back when you're stuck in a difficult situation, take a deep breath, and then try to look at it from a different angle once you've realized you can't keep trying to go forward the way you wanted to originally. The second lesson and step, which I feel follows pretty naturally after the first, is to adapt to the situation. So during the 3-week project that I was working on, I didn't have the ability or the time to sit down and crank out part of my draft. It just wasn't possible. My brain wasn't in the right place. I didn't have time. It just wasn't something that could be done. However, I realized there were ways that I could still work on myself as a writer, even if I couldn't work on the goals that I had set for myself for that month. For example, I had 10 to 15 minute breaks in between some of the work sessions during the day. And even though mentally I couldn't focus and sit and write a few things out, I could jot down some notes, I could write down some ideas and just brainstorm a little bit. And that was enough to keep the juices flowing during that time. Additionally, if you can find even just a couple minutes to read, that's super helpful. I had a library copy of Pride and Prejudice with me. I was actually reading it for the very first time in my life, if you can believe that. And during those breaks, if I had just a second, I'd read like a page, page and a half, whatever. And that was good enough. That recharged me just a little bit and made me think about the writing craft and about character and setting and plot and all that sort of thing. And it helped keep the creative cogs turning, if that makes sense. So what you can take from this is when you're in those difficult situations where you can't do exactly what you were planning on doing, find a way to keep working on yourself as a writer, even if it's something as simple as jotting down a note here or there, reading half a page of the novel you're in, or whatever. Just find some way to adapt to the situation until you can figure out something better, or until the difficult time or obstacle in your life comes to an end. The last thing to do that was helpful to me during the last 3 weeks was to find joy in other people's success. During those short 10 to 15 minute breaks, sometimes I would open my Twitter just to see what everyone was up to. And initially it was really discouraging to see people tweet something like, just finished my first draft, or have 20,000 words of my work in progress, or I did 2,000 words today. It was discouraging to see that because I was so frustrated that that wasn't me, that I wasn't having that success, that I wasn't growing as a writer. However, it's good to take pause and to look at those people, those other writers, and realize that they've hit obstacles before and they've had struggles before. And yeah, they might be in a good point right there, but you never know what their journey is or their background is or what they've gone through. And you can look at them with hope and optimism and think that someday you're going to be the one tweeting that. You're going to be the one feeling those things that they're feeling, and that that's achievable for you. On top of that, we're all part of this community and we should lift each other up and not be jealous and negative when other people are succeeding and we're not. Our writing journeys are unique to us. It's not a one-size-fits-all. Just because some other person has managed to crank out 10 novels and has all of them published or whatever, and you still haven't had a single one, you shouldn't compare yourself to them. Their journey is unique to them. They're a totally different individual than you, and your life isn't going to look exactly like theirs. So feel happy for them and feel happy for what you're accomplishing. I'm sorry this video was so mellow and maybe a little bit depressing. That's just where I'm coming from right now. I had a rough month. I'm trying to be optimistic for October since that's the last month to prepare for National Novel Writing Month, but that's just what's been on my mind the last few weeks. I'm working on the second part of my Kiev travel vlog, so I'll hopefully have that up next week. I've been tagged in a couple different things I'd love to do, and we'll hopefully start working on those. My goals for October are to write 25,000 words. We'll see if that happens. I don't have any crazy work projects scheduled this month, so I think I have a good chance of getting it done. Today I'm going to be doing some outlining for my work in progress, which is what I'll be drafting during the month of October. Additionally, I'll do a little outlining in October for my NaNoWriMo project. I think that's it for this video. If you've ever run into an obstacle or a rough time in your writing path, tell me about it down in the comments and how you overcame it. We're all here on this journey together, and the best thing we can do is to give each other advice and lift each other up so that we can all keep going and keep succeeding and keep feeling good about ourselves as writers, if that makes sense. If you're new to my channel and you'd like to see more content from me and more about my writing journey, you can go ahead and subscribe. I can't promise any specific schedule, as you can already tell, but I try to upload videos whenever I can, and I really enjoy it, and I enjoy hearing from you guys. If you have a channel, go ahead and let me know down in the comments so that I can go and follow you and support you on your journey. Thanks for watching this video and for enduring my monotone and sad personality today. That's just, like I said, where I'm at right now. And hopefully my next video will be a little more upbeat once I get some writing done. Well, that's it for now. Happy writing. Bye.